Welcome to ScratchStart. In this session, we are going to do the countdown timer. For example, how would working is going to be like when I enter some time in seconds. For example, entering just 5 seconds. When I click start, it will count down in a reverse way, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like a standard countdown timer. When I click, see it is counting 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So this is what we are going to do in this session. So for that we are going to implement some techniques and other math functions too. So I have already written the HTML and CSS structures. Now initially we have to create variables by using the identifiers. So for that I am creating a first variable as input. I am selecting it by document, get element by ID, and the ID is seconds input. And then we have create another variable for this button, start button, selected by document, get element by ID, and the ID is start. And third, we get the display. For timer display, selected by document, get element by ID, and give it a ID timer. Next, initially I am going to create a variable called interval and assigning it as null value. Here you should notice that may remember in previous sessions, in previous videos, I have used initial values as 0, but here I am using initial value as null, because null means it is empty. 0 means it is assigned a value but it is 0. Null means it is an empty, it has nothing. So I am giving that value. So I am selecting the start button. So that is when we click the start button, the countdown should start. So I am adding add event listener, and the event is click, and creating a function, and next inside that function we need to get the input. Like when we enter something here, we need to get this an input. So for that I am creating a input acceptance using number constructor. So I am creating a new variable called total seconds, and I am accepting the value with the number constructor. And we have seen this before in previous exam task 2. When we need to accept it, we have to give dot value. Now it is just a blank, we haven't entered any data, but after we entering data, how this process works means this counter, the existing counter should clear for the next counter to start. So for that we should clear the previous timer. To clear the previous timer, I am giving an if statement. If interval is not equal to null, that only then, that means the previous condition is that means the previous counter is there. For that I am using clearInterval function and using the interval variable, that means null. I am making it null. When the timer is there, I am clearing it and I am making it null. So to execute the countdown, to start the countdown, we need to write the logic that should allow the process we function like it should progress reversely, right? The timer goes in the reverse direction, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in reverse, right? So for that the timer goes in back every second. So for that operation, like the previous session we used in digital clock, here we are going to use the same function, like the same method called setInterval. So I am creating a new same variable interval and creating setInterval, and inside the setInterval I am creating a function. Right, and also in the setInterval, as this is a timer, I am giving the frequency as 1000 milliseconds. So for each second or each 1000 millisecond, the counter will change its value. So for that, initially the counter is 0. So I am writing if else statement. I am writing the first statement as if total seconds is less than or equal to 0. That means we have to clear interval and we have to change the timer display text content and give it as 0 seconds and 0 minutes. So next we have the second condition. For the else block, I am declaring a new variable called let minutes and another variable let seconds. So why this variable why these two new variables means we have to confirm, like round off or change the value of the minutes and seconds, because we will enter in seconds, the whole seconds is if we are writing like 1.5 minutes, that means 1 minute 30 seconds. We won't write it as 1 minute 30 seconds here, we will write it as 90 seconds. So we should be able to extract minutes and seconds here. So the timer is in format of minute and seconds. For that I am using a method called math.floor, and the mathematical expression is total seconds divided by 60. That gives the total seconds in a round off value. And then for minutes or seconds, I am writing again total seconds and taking a modulus of 60. That will give the round off value of seconds. That for example, if I take the value as 150 seconds, it will divide it by 60 and get the minutes, and do a modulus operation with the 60 and get the seconds. So that's how it works. And next, while the operation is going on, for the display we have to format the minutes and seconds. For minutes, this is the same operation method like we done in the previous session. If minutes is less than 10, we have to add 0. Minutes equal to 0 plus minutes, that's all. And for the seconds, if seconds is less than 10, we have to add seconds equal to 0, add 0 and use the seconds value. So next, and finally, we have to change the timer display content. Change the timer display's text content and using minutes value and use concatenation, use the column, again use concatenation and attach the seconds value. So now it is done. Now when I reload and I give some 10 seconds, see, the timer has started. And I have, as you can see, there is one more thing we have to do here. So we have wrote the logic for this. for when I in the see the start countdown block, the interval each time the this loop up repeats again and again. So in the timer display we have to go in a reverse direction, like 10, 9, 8. So in this function we have wrote how we can assign the minutes and seconds, and how to format the minutes and seconds and declare the timer display, but we haven't yet done how we can like decrease the timer eventually, like gradually by one by one. So for that I am using the total seconds input again and declaring total seconds minus 1. That means when I click 10, see it is 10. Now it goes start with 10, so this is the 0 value. After null this is 0, so it goes it repeats comes 10, it is 0. So after that the same loop repeats again. So from there the starting value is 10 there, so 10 minus 1 9, so it appears 9 here, and then 9 minus 1 8, so here appears 8. So for like that the loop goes on repeating again and again till it reaches the 0. So that's how it works. So now if we didn't add this total seconds equal to total seconds minus 1 mathematical expression, this 10 will be struck like get stuck. It will stop and stay at 10, it won't change anything. So I reload and giving the again same 10 value. Now see it is going 10, 9, 8. So this loop start countdown, this function is repeating again and again in loop. That is what's happening here. So that is all for today, this session, and I will meet you guys in the next session with some other JavaScript practice problems, and I will soon complete this JavaScript series and go to next things like frameworks and libraries. And yeah, and I will see you guys in the next video, and consider like and subscribe and sharing if you like my work, and I will meet you guys in the next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.